Hello, and welcome to Celiac.com news. Subscribe to our channel to get the latest celiac disease and gluten-free diet news. And if you have any questions, be sure to join the Celiac.com forum online at Celiac.com. And now, let's move on to the latest Celiac.com news. A breakthrough on the horizon, Teva's TEV 53408, fast-tracked for celiac disease. In a hopeful development for the celiac disease community, Teva Pharmaceutical Industries has received fast-track designation from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, for its investigational drug TEV 53408. This experimental monoclonal antibody targets interleukin-15, IL-15, a key immune molecule involved in the body's destructive reaction to gluten. Now in Phase 2A clinical trials, the drug's fast-track status signals not just progress for Teva's pipeline, but for millions of people seeking options beyond the restrictive gluten-free diet. The FDA's Fast Track program is designed to speed up the development and review of drugs that treat serious conditions and address unmet medical needs. For people with celiac disease, the only current treatment is lifelong avoidance of gluten, a strategy that, despite being essential, doesn't work perfectly for everyone. Even the most diligent gluten-free eater can be exposed accidentally, triggering painful symptoms and long-term damage to the small intestine. By granting TEV 53408 fast-track status, the FDA is acknowledging both the seriousness of celiac disease and the promise this drug holds. The designation allows for more frequent interactions with the FDA and eligibility for a quicker review process. It's a step toward getting effective therapies to people who need them faster. To understand why TEV 53408 is exciting, it helps to look at IL-15's role in celiac disease. In people with this condition, gluten is misidentified as a threat by the immune system, leading to inflammation and intestinal damage. IL-15 helps activate the immune cells that destroy the lining of the small intestine. TEV 53408 works by blocking IL-15, stopping this chain reaction before it can cause harm. In doing so, the drug addresses the immune response at its source rather than just managing symptoms after the fact. TEV 53408 is part of a larger class of medications called monoclonal antibodies, engineered proteins designed to attach to specific targets in the body. These types of drugs are already used to treat autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and Crohn's disease. TEV 53408 could become the first designed specifically for celiac disease. Importantly, it's not meant to replace the gluten-free diet, but to support it. This could be especially beneficial for those with ongoing symptoms despite strict dietary adherence, often referred to as having non-responsive or refractory celiac disease. For them, TEV 53408 could mean less inflammation, fewer symptoms, and a better quality of life. Living with celiac disease isn't just a matter of avoiding bread. It involves constant vigilance, social compromises, and significant financial and emotional stress. Many people still suffer despite doing everything right. Accidental gluten exposure is hard to avoid, and the fallout can include severe digestive symptoms, fatigue, brain fog, and even long-term complications like osteoporosis or infertility. That's why the development of TEV 53408 is so significant. It offers the possibility of greater symptom control and intestinal healing, even when gluten avoidance isn't enough. It could give people more confidence in social settings, ease the anxiety around eating out, and reduce the impact of cross-contamination, something the gluten-free diet can't always do. While TEV 53408 is currently being tested specifically for celiac disease, its development may also benefit people with non-celiac gluten sensitivity, NCGS. Although NCGS does not involve autoimmune damage to the intestine, it can still cause debilitating symptoms after gluten exposure. The research behind TEV 53408 contributes to a broader scientific understanding of how the immune system interacts with gluten, potentially paving the way for future therapies or diagnostics that could help this group as well. Teva's investment in TEV 53408 is part of its larger move toward innovative treatments for chronic diseases. Historically known for its generic medications, Teva is now putting resources into cutting-edge biologics and immunological research. By prioritizing a condition like celiac disease, which has long been misunderstood as merely a dietary issue, Teva is helping to redefine how the medical world approaches gluten-related disorders. Their work could inspire other companies to explore similar treatments, accelerating the development of options for those living with celiac disease. Currently, TEV 53408 is in a Phase 2A trial, which focuses on evaluating safety and early signs of efficacy in adults with celiac disease. If successful, it would advance to Phase 3 trials, the final step before a drug can be approved by the FDA. Thanks to its fast-track status, Teva can submit data to the FDA on a rolling basis, potentially shortening the timeline for approval. That's good news for patients who need relief sooner, not years down the road. While we can't predict when TEV 53408 will become available, its progress is a clear sign that the treatment landscape for celiac disease is beginning to change. For the first time, a therapy aimed at shutting down the immune response at its root is moving through clinical trials with strong momentum. If approved, it could become the first medication designed specifically to treat the underlying cause of celiac disease, not just the symptoms or dietary triggers. For people managing this condition with constant label checking, social caution, and strict food restrictions, TEV 53408 could offer something invaluable: peace of mind. It's not a license to eat gluten again, but it may provide protection from the inevitable, unintentional exposures that currently have no pharmaceutical safety net. In short, the future of celiac disease treatment is expanding. With TEV 53408 leading the way, we're entering an era where managing celiac could involve more than just avoiding the wrong foods. It might one day include scientifically targeted therapies that offer deeper healing and better protection. Hope, once limited to the grocery aisle, is now coming from the lab. To get the latest celiac disease news and information, be sure to subscribe to Celiac.com News. Thank you for tuning in, and see you next time.